old nicing. That's just a beautiful fish. Oh yeah, buddy. Look at that nice fish. Well guys, here we go on another crappie trip. We're gonna get out here and see if we can't jump on some fish pretty quick. See how a guided day would go. And just test things out. Here we go on a deep summertime crappie fishing trip. Guys, protect yourself while you're out there. The biggest hat you can wear. I know a lot of guys like wearing or like using those big old sunbrellas. Me, I prefer just using the biggest hat that I feel comfortable with. Got me a big old sombrero, and it does me good. And as you can see here, I'm staying on top of being hydrated early in the morning. Well, I say early, it's late morning. And you have to start off drinking water and you got to end drinking water. Just things that you have to do while out chasing these fish in the deep summer. Anyway, guys, here we go. Let's see if we can't get on this pile and get locked in on the depth and the color and the action that's going to entice some of these fish to bite. As always, summertime is one of the times you have to be very, very target specific, putting that jig in the right area of that brush pile. It don't have to be big brush. Actually, I prefer small brush. You know, I know you hear me talk about it a lot. So we're working with 86 degree water temp starting off this morning. It's going to work its way on up to 89. But as you can see, starting off in 8.5 foot of water. And it's like I say all the time, guys, regardless of whatever the season is, don't overlook that shallow water. Anyway, let's see if we can't put this jig down here and get a fish in the boat. Well, there's old nicing. That's just a beautiful fish. And that's a test jig that I tied up. And it's just a little purple, blue, and sharp. But jig colors rarely, at times it's important, but that changes so much, it's unreal. That's a nice 11.5, 12-inch fish. I think he'll make a good sandwich. So we're gonna box that fish. It's a bit warm for me to be putting them fish in the live well, but I'm not planning on being out very long today. So that's a nice fish within the first few minutes of getting set up. He thumped it like he wanted it. And there's another one. Just old good looking fish. Think we'll be able to get what we want to get accomplished this morning, and we're gonna go edit us a video. Another nice 11.5 inch fish. Black crappie. Thought I'd flash in and let you guys check that one out. Those of you that are in the Houston area, look me up. I'm telling you, these fish are out here and feeding. Y'all come see me. Oh yeah, buddy. Look at that nice fish. Whew. Throughout the summer, different stages, early part, mid part, and late part of the summer, these fish prefer different size baits. It's like this throughout the year, but in the summertime it can be very, very important that you find that size and that color and that action and depth. All that stuff makes a huge difference throughout the year, but when it gets deep summer, when it gets really tough, those fish are feeding very light. You have to put all those pieces to work and find what brings you the best bite possible that day. And as you can see here, I'm really staying in shallow water, even some up to 6 foot of water some of these piles are in. I'm just trying to get dialed in to what's going to work best and bring me the best bite, the most aggressive bite, what's going to bring me the fastest bite, the biggest, the best fish that I can get off of each pile. These things make a huge difference. And moving is very, very important during this time of year. It's important throughout the year, but in the deep summer, it makes a huge difference whether you own fish and own fish consistently. Well, these are signs that tell me that the shallow water is turning off, and it's time to go a little deeper. And it's like I say all the time, if you listen to the fish, they will tell you when it's time to make some changes. And as you've seen, we got on some smaller crappie, and then the old catfish showed up. And I caught a couple of old white bass that I didn't show on here either. So let's try some piles in a little deeper water, see if we can't get on some better fish. And one thing about being out here chasing these fish, guys, is you have to learn to use your electronics. They are very important, whether it's live tech, whether it's 2D, it don't matter. Whatever kind of electronic you have to know how to use it. You have to know what it's showing you. And it's very important in helping you get on fish and determine your best options for that time. Anyway, let's get on this brush pile and see what happens. One thing that I often talk about is, especially in the summertime, is being target specific. These fish love being on some type of structure, and when you get your jig on that structure or close to it, just above it, it makes a huge difference in your bite. And when you get it close, get it in the area that these fish prefer, they will hit that jig. And as you've seen, another important thing that I'm doing is either using crappie nibble or I'm using fish line to help entice these fish to bite. Let's see if it works. one of the most important things that I feel has to be paid attention to is, especially if you have live tech, there will be several fish on these piles that will not be active fish, and within short order, I'm talking 3 to 5 minutes, so that you don't waste your day away out there messing with those fish, is when you see that they're not active, pack up and move around. There are several fish that will be out on these piles that will not fire from your jig as soon as you put it down there, and those are the ones that you really want to be chasing. And those inactive fish, hey, if they're inactive, they're inactive. So pack up and make a move and find more active fish. And that's one of the things that helps me tremendously, especially during late summer when these fish are really tough to get on. I say really tough to get on, but making sure that you're doing these steps will really help you get on fish and stay on fish consistently. So very soon, guys, I'll be scheduling guided trips out after crappie, and a lot of the stuff that we will be doing out there is a learning process, and along with catching fish. But there's just a ton of information that can be shared, with these electronics, side imaging, live tech, even using maps, which is a very, very important step in breaking down a lake. Electronics, man, it's the deal. It helps you out while you're out on the water, big time, and it can be used to a great advantage and help you get on fish year round. But like I said, I'll be scheduling guided trips, and it's going to be single man trips right now with the way this COVID stuff is going, but it will be a great time out. So if those of you that would like to take a guided trip, Lake Houston, Lake Conroe, Houston, Texas area, y'all hit me up, and I'll put my email right here. I hope y'all enjoyed the video and found some use in some of the tips and techniques that I use while out on the water. Those of you that haven't subscribed, be sure to click that button for me. It helps the channel grow, it helps me out, and if you enjoyed the tips and techniques, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. We got more coming soon.